Hi, in this video, I'm going to go through a song called Soft Silk to demonstrate a few more song engineering techniques. Now, this song is a great, nicely structured Latin jazz song with some beautiful female vocals. Again, we're working to a set tempo and time signature, so I've made sure that my grid mode is on so that I can copy and paste parts accurately if necessary. And once again, if you have a look at this session, you're going to see that there are patterns throughout. In fact, let's have a listen to the drum pattern. Yeah, it's a really nice groove, but this particular pattern is just being repeated as is throughout the song. And it really is going to get a little bit boring. So we'll need to look at that in a few minutes. If we have a listen to the intro of the song, it's a little bit dense and it actually gives a little bit too much of the song away. Let's have a listen. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm now going to use my mute tool, and I'm actually going to mute the vocal part, and I'm going to mute the drums part over here. As you can see, what I've done with the drum pattern is I've actually taken it away for the first half of the intro section. So let's have a listen to what that sounds like now. All right. These percussion parts here are a little bit too much still, so I'm actually going to mute all of them because we have some really great maracas here, and I think that they fill out that groove quite nicely. So let's have a listen again. Yeah, that's really beautiful. And don't overlook the power of silence as a great tool for mixing. In fact, I'm going to show you how that works right now. Just before we get to bar 9, that beat of that drum, you can see that there's a nice little pause in all the other instruments, but the drums carry over. So I'm just going to pull that back a bit. It's the same as muting that section. I'm just going to pull it back. Let's have a listen to how it sounds now. Okay, I'm wanting a little bit of an extra beat, so let me pull that back in a little and see how it sounds now. It's a bit too much, so I'm actually going to go into this particular pattern, and I'm going to pull out that one beat that I don't want. Let's have a listen. Let me just pull out those and have a listen. And I think I'm going to just put this little piece right back in, just on that upbeat. Let's have a listen. And suddenly the whole piece is starting to sound like it's coming alive. Let's have a listen from the beginning.
Pune palu re, so
So the power of silence is a great tool for mixing. We use it by taking things away. We use it by using our mute tool specifically as well. And I'll show you again. It's just before bar 49. Again, the same kind of thing happens. There's actually a little bit of a pause in the instruments, but the drums again carry through that break. So let's have a listen to how that impact changes when I just dial back those drums a little bit again. Right. Really nice. I like that. Now, one of the key elements in mixing jazz is to give the whole mix space. And what I've done is on the main stereo output, the very last processor in the chain, I've inserted a reverb. And the reason the reverb is placed last is that I want the reverb to act on the already processed mix. If I change the position of the reverb processor, if I move it up and I place it between the compressor and expander, or between the limiter and this mastering suite, then what's going to happen is it's going to actually process that reverb sound and it's going to change that space. So the reason I place it last is I want the reverb to act on the already processed mix and give it its own unique space. I've also, on the vocals, I've used a very specific compressor on the vocals simply because I wanted a nice warm fat sound with great mid-range detail. Now, if you'd like to learn some more about compressors, go and have a look at the Quick Dial Compressor short course. It's available at raponline.net. And then furthermore, to complement those vocals, I've also given it a specific space and I've run it through a really nice plate reverb. I just wanted to give her her own identity and her own space within the mix. So let's have a listen to that mix. I'll take it right back from the beginning again with the reverb switched in. Here we go. The key to mixing jazz in particular is subtlety in most instances, and so you don't want to overdo it. In fact, if I open up this reverb space, you'll see that I've pulled the wet effect of it way, way down in the mix. I just wanted to add just that little bit of presence to the whole mix. I'll catch you again in the next video.